based on the context. So this is all based on the embeddings that we have based on the pre-trained models. So key features, the model's parameters that we set so that the model behaves accordingly, right? The processing speed, as I told you, with so much of data set and with the number of neural networks working behind the scenes, the speed is much faster. Accuracy, versatility is it can adapt to any kind of environment. A single large language model, right? It's not just to speech or any specific domain, right? So the data sets from all over, from different domains, so it can adapt to any kind of environment and help you. Multilingual capabilities. This is the most advancement and improvement that it's been done. So people are trying to integrate all Indian languages, foreign languages, so that a user or a consumer needn't worry about knowing only English, right? So you can even chat with the humanoid robot in any of your local languages. And then assist in developing NLP applications, right? NLP is natural language processing applications. So understanding LLMs, so the basic that that it will do a tokenization. So apart from that, what does it do in the background, right? So three foundational techniques for LLMs are tokenization, vectorization, and embeddings, right? So tokenization is a basic form. You will just convert it to a context-aware units where okay, this token, some kind of key value pair, right? So this token represents this thing. And vectorization is in the mathematical space, right? So how is it going to be read and processed by a computer? That is a vectorization part of it. And embeddings is grouping the similar and unsimilar words together so that you get better output based on the pre-trained models, right? So these are trained via the gradient descent algorithm, which is like iterative optimization technique. So that is the GANs that we were talking about, right? So it iteratively looks for a better output and then gives you the most optimal output. So how is it stored in the background? A simple example. So when you say I love programming, the model will generate tokens, which are the three different words into an array, right? Different tokens, and the token IDs for each of the words to store it in the mathematical space, right? And vectorization will happen for each word where similar words, similar contextual meanings will be grouped together, right? Wherein when you say I love, then love is stored as a positive context, right? So a response will come from a positive trained model of words. That's the whole idea of it, right? So this could have this many more dimensions, which means all positive related things are grouped together. And then the embeddings for each of the words that you have created, right? And the generated output will be something like this. So when you say programming, it identifies it as a skill, right? So the pre-trained model would have mapped it to a skill. So it says it's a great skill to have, right? Which is like you are talking to a human, right? So when you say someone, I love programming, somebody will reply like that. So the pre-trained models are also trained like that based on this embeddings technology. That's the whole idea, right? Then if any one of you have visited the Future Museum in Dubai, there is this Amica, the humanoid robot, right? So which is like talking to visitors in different languages, and now they have made it talk in Hindi also, right? So visitors talk to her and ask her some questions, and it answers very naturally, right? So with the human intonations and eye movements and things like that. That's the beauty of this robot. It's not like left right actions, fixed actions, right? So it's going to talk to you like a human. That's the beauty of this robot. So somebody has asked, you look so cute, and Amika has replied, you look great too. That is how is that output coming? That is based on the embeddings that we saw in the previous slide, right? And then visitor, somebody has asked, would GenAI humanoid robots take away jobs? Then Amika's response was this, right? So it's going to shift roles, not steal jobs. It's going to keep the peace and make you work better than causing fear, right? And collaborate and coexist beneficially. So again, this is all pre-trained, but this is what we need to understand from the humanoid robots technology in today's world, right? So it's going to help you collaborate and coexist beneficially, right? um, so the next thing is some Gen AI products out in the market as of today. So content creation, Scribe is there, ChatGPT, Claude from different companies, right? So it's just the same set of usage, but different companies have done different things, right? So design and visual arts, you have Dull A2 and Midjourney and Adobe and all that. Coding and development, you have GitHub Copilot and many more from other companies, and audio and video generation also, right? So your scope is not limited to just one product or one technology. You have domains of tools to explore and learn from them. Next is the practical applications where all we see the usage. So more of customer experience. Customer can visualize, talk to them, and get the output via virtual agents. And now we call it as humanoid robots. And digital labor, any kind of work that you have to do can be, done by a virtual agent who is constantly available, right? So you don't have to say, okay, the team will work from only 9 to 6, right? But with digital labor, you have the agents always available, right? So you can always post your query and get your responses. Science and engineering research, which is mostly called the STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and math, all research related fields. We can use this. And then healthcare to have better diagnosis of complex problems and better detection of images of your organs, and how it can be processed better, even to the minutest detail, right? And in education, it helps generation of material, good material and resource to students, make it more understandable and easy and things like that. Agriculture, yeah, we can have agents automated, like the sprinkling system or the cleanup system, which all can be automated and can be done at a scheduled routine than relying on manual intervention. So how are these applications helping in Oracle? So since I work for the cloud infrastructure, so we have this HeatWave service, which is called the database as a service, with the basic database being MySQL, which is again Oracle's product. So we have different products based on this technology, right? So the products are like HeatWave GenAI with HeatWave autopilot mechanism, where so when you want to have a service from cloud, what do you say? I wanted one instance in this configuration, right? So you fix up based on the cost that your company can afford, right? So you will purchase that instance, and you will have all your applications running and being processed, and at some point of time there is some extra load, right? And then with cloud, the expectation of a user is that the application shouldn't fail for the extra load, right? So how is cloud infrastructure helping there with the autopilot mechanism, which allows you not to buy a high-end instance in the first place, but on demand basis, the configuration will be increased, your load will be processed, you'll be charged only for those few minutes where you had the extra load, right? Not for the complete 1 month or 1 year, right? So you don't have to subscribe for the whole 1 month for such a costly instance, but based on your load and configuration need, the autopilot will kick in, and it will say, okay, I'll boost your configuration now and have your extra load processed, and I'll give you the output, right? And in the background, the companies will charge you according to the usage, right? That's the whole idea. And then Heatwave Lakehouse is, so Oracle's MySQL database, where you have to do the SQL queries and all that. Heatwave Lakehouse is one such product where you can have data in any kind of raw format, but that will still be converted to a database structure, right? So all these are working based on this Heatwave autopilot mechanism. Heatwave MySQL is again the load sharing with MySQL database in place, and Heatwave AutoML is with the machine language integrated, right? So this is how each company and each kind of domain and technology are going to collaborate well and work together, right? So this is just to show you an example of that. And this is the difference between the same autopilot concept, but how is it used in HeatWave in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure versus, Tesla Autopilot. So here it, as I said, it reduces cost by predicting the optimal configuration to run a workload based on your company's, inputs and environment. Um, Here it's going to do advanced driver assistance system with the full service driving, right? So now it's in supervised, but they are coming up with a complete unsupervised version also with full super self-driving, right? So here automates many database administration tasks. Here also it is an automated system for highway driving and cruise control, where it auto steers, right, based on the road and the route that you're taking. And then auto shape prediction is a configuration that I was talking about, right? So that is, the shape is a configuration of the instance, nothing more than that, right? So the same technology, different usages in different fields, right? So this is where we develop our potential. So rapid advancements. So we started with a simple chat GPT where user has to type something and you get the response, and then you talk something, you get the response in form of text or image. But then you talk something and you get a response in form of speech itself, right? So that's the Tesla bot, right? So autonomous humanoid robot which can perform repetitive tasks, boring tasks, everyday routine, with full self-driving software, right? So you could see the advancement and improvement that, the humanoid robot started in 22, but 23, it's already in Gen 2, and now it's in Gen 3. Already Optimus Gen 3 is out, right? So what does Optimus Gen 3 do? Labor shortages, free human from repetitive tasks. And in Elon Musk's, one of the talks he has mentioned, the long-term vision is, 1-to-1 robot-human ratio, where a robot will help the human in doing the daily chores, right? Be it the robot will be trained to walk the dog, to perform cooking, to clean up the house, to do all your daily activities, so that when you come back from work, your house is all, well settled and you have a peaceful environment. So this is a ratio that they're talking about, right? So the Tesla bot Optimus is typically like a human, right? As you could see, it's weighing 73 kg, right? And the design is so much to the detail that even the hand movement is like a physical hand, right? So that it can rotate to 22 degrees at the max, so that it can do all kinds of work similar to a human hand. So they have just mimicked the human structure to the Tesla robot, so that it can walk, run, and bend and do everything for you, right? So that's a whole purpose. So this is being experimented, working to the perfect fullest. It's talking to you. It's responding to your questions. It's trying to understand your mood of the day, and then prepare something to boost your mood, and get you at work and things like that. So that is the whole boom now, right? So leaders in humanoid robots. So China is equally competing with US, and China, they are saying it'll double by 2028. The amount of efforts and the business going into humanoid robots is growing rapidly, right? And they have government support also to aid that, and major companies and major cities in China are contributing every year to the development of humanoid robots, right? But in China, the lacking point is the fullest AI chips that US can produce, right? So they are focusing on, instead of the interactive robots, they are focusing